So my backup computer running. Need to backup machine recording. Okay, and I'm going to share the screen. Get the presentation up. All right. So, welcome people. I'm Nicolas David Ngan of the Centre for Conscious Ascension, and this is a free divine healing webinar. Give you a feel for how this works. Can make a massive difference in your life. And this particular one's called Becoming More Clear, Confident, and Empowered to Deliver Your Gift of Service to the World. So this is pretty much about clearing blocks to self-worth. Okay, so I will just go through the intro, what it is, then I'm going to find out why you guys are here, because I'm not quite sure what we're going to do until you tell me what you need. So this is the only formal bit of this. This is especially for the YouTubers who are going to see this cold, okay, for the first time, so they know what this is all about. Are you here to help the world? You guys here to help the world? Put your hand up if you're here to help the world. Maybe, don't have to if you don't want. Okay. Do you feel you're here to do something very special for the world, but doubt yourself? You're not quite sure what it is or how to go about doing it. And this free live group healing webinar will help you gracefully accelerate the healing of low self-esteem, doubt and feelings of not being good enough, so you can feel more, clear, confident, and empowered to deliver your gift of service to the world. Okay, that's what this one's about. So I want to find out why you guys are here. Okay, I'm here to help you heal those issues as much as we can in an hour and 3/4. So I want to find out what you guys need from this. Well, first, where you are in the world, because it's pretty international, this, and what brought you here? What do you need from this webinar? And then it sort of sets the energy, really. And then I can sort of flow from there. So if you want to speak, just give me a big airport wave, and or put it in the chat for you guys who haven't got the cameras on. Okay, and the more I hear from you guys, the clearer it'll be the intention. Ravi.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Ravi. I live in Spain.
Yep.
I came across your work, Nicolas, a couple of months ago. A good friend of mine in the UK sent me one of the links to an interview you made with Sarah Chaplin, I believe.
Yep.
That was excellent. It blew me apart. I've been awake for some time now, in a way, with a series of small awakenings since I was very young. And then I had a bigger ones of late. In 2011, 12 years ago, I told myself that I felt so weird on this planet that I was sure I was not from here. Bang, I fell down the rabbit hole and everything started since then.
Yeah.
I've been all over the place, tried out many things, got all information. But what I kept hitting is an invisible glass wall within me I could not cross. There was always a limit to that. And I've tried everything. And then this friend, when she sent me your interview and I listened to what it said, I was hooked. I bought your book. I did my charts phonetically and also the way it's written. I've watched a few of your webinars also, previous ones on YouTube. And I've felt the energy shifting in me and many answers coming in. So this is the first webinar I tried. I want to try out live to connect with you and then take it from here. I believe my purpose is to connect with Source. It's the only thing I want, because I think that without that, the rest doesn't matter. Nothing can be done with the personality. So that's what I'm here for.
Thank you. Welcome, Ravi. Who's next? Don't be shy, guys, because the more I understand about what you need, the more we're going to be able to deliver it to you. So, Shannon?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go, even though I am shy. So I'm in Virginia, in the US. I found, I guess when I had kind of a series of small awakenings, like he mentioned as well. And then I think back in like 2000, 19, I got really into like reincarnation, stuff like that. Then in 2021, I met someone and it kind of, I think it activated something within me in terms of energetics. So I found human design and stuff like that, but it didn't quite, some of it hits with me and some of it doesn't. But then when I found this work, this resonates far more with me than any other work that I found. But like he mentioned, I am learning to come home within and things like that. But I feel like I'm right there. Like there's just something within me. And I know people say imposter syndrome and stuff like that. That's really just insecurity, right? So I'm working on it and I'm right there, but it's like I need a push or something. I don't know. So that's my story, I guess, why I'm here today.
Okay, thank you, Shannon. And also, you guys who are in the attendee room, you can just put something in the chat, and I can read it out as well if you're not ready to quite show your video, so we can get a good feel.
So I'm sorry, but the chat for some reason is disabled, and I also can't get on video either. So just letting you know. Sorry.
Okay, let me try this, Sandra. Okay, so I'll promote you to panelist. So you just say yes to that. And let me just see what the chat's doing. Have they gone on? Zoom keep changing things. Merge to window.
Great, there we are.
Is that better?
Yes.
Good.
That's great.
Let me
Thank
just see
you
if I
so
can fix the
much.
chat. That's not happened before. Why is that not working?
Oh, it seems to be working now, but only because I joined as a panelist.
Okay. So why? Okay, it should work otherwise. Okay, so you guys who are attendees, if you want to send chat messages, just become a panelist, but don't switch your video on. I think that's a bit weird. It should work from there. It's up to you. I'll send it to you once more. The panelists invite. Just leave your video off if you want to stay private. The main thing is then you can message me and I can read them out. Okay, so Sandra, go for it.
Hi, everyone. So I do lots of healing work. I've been on this journey for quite some time. I actually came across your information many years ago, and I've actually tapped in throughout the years and received many different layers of information each time I've tapped in and looked at my chart. And this just happens to be another one of those times. And so I'm diving in. I'm looking to I guess branch out a little bit more with my authenticity, reveal another layer, so to speak. And there's been lots of little bits of hiding. And so I'm looking to get back out into my authentic soul self, so to speak, and be of service as much as I can. So thank you for having this beautiful webinar, and I look forward to all that it brings.
Okay, thank you. Angel. Oh, yes, Sandra, where are you, by the way? Just out of interest.
I'm in New York.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Angel.
Okay. I found your work about 6 months ago and had a proper reading done. It blew me away. And I understood for the first time why my life had been so difficult and experienced so many levels of abusive life. And I trained to be a healer. Like Sandra, I've done lots of different healing modalities, healing work, and experienced different levels of awakening. And then after the awakening, I'm full of joy, suddenly it's gone from me. I've not been able to progress it. And it's almost like I've gone down again and I'm having to do it again. And I've experienced exactly the same. I found your work. I had this massive awakening. And then it's really funny, like the joy that you find in everything, when you look at everything, when you join with everything, it's like I'm the witness watching myself not being able to, and I'm thinking this is a repeating cycle. There is something stopping me from going forward more than this, and I don't know if this is it, but that's why I'm here, because I feel that I have a purpose in the world, and it's to love people. I have a healing business called Heal Pain with Love, because I'm a very sensitive empath. But I need to heal myself and get past this point to do the best that I can for the person in front of me.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we healers are usually have the greatest challenges. We need to clear our own issues first, and that's our training. So
Yeah.
and the people who turn up will be just like us. You'll meet yourself a lot who have the same issues, and because you're an expert because you've been through it yourself. This is why it's very strong. Okay, the process. So okay, so Mindy, so you just joined. If you want to talk to us, you can just click on the box to become a panelist if you want. Otherwise, you can just hang out there, or we can just talk from there as well. In fact, all you guys who are in the background there, you can just switch your mic on if you want to talk. But just
Can I
Okay, thank
say
you.
hello?
yeah, Mindy, hello.
Go ahead, Mindy.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, do you want to sort of say what's brought you here, Mindy?
I'm just trying to figure out my journey and my purpose here in life.
Okay, thank you. And where are you based?
In USA, California.
Okay, all right. Early in the morning. Okay,
Early, yes.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Amelia, you switched on. You're
I
ready.
did.
Sounds like you're ready to go.
I'm sorry to overlap with other voices, but we all do the best we can here virtually, don't we?
Yeah.
My name's Amelia. I'm calling in from Vermont in the US. And I feel the warm embrace of like-minded, like-hearted people here. It's not much different for me, having a very, very long life of experiencing different types of awakening experiences and working quite closely for over 35 years with an ascended master who delightfully told me in 2020 that my time had come, that I'd graduated was the term, and that it was time for me to put out, become a little bit more open and help other people on their path.
Yep.
And I too feel like I love that expression. Maybe it was Ravi or somebody, a glass wall. I feel it. I'm putting out the work from a heart-centered space, non-egoic space. And at the same time, I feel like I'm missing something, like I'm not getting to an experience. I don't want to say a place, but to an experience that I should be having in terms, I like to use the word flow, where this experience of spirit is easily flowing and there's a communication back and forth. I feel like it's going out, but it's not coming back in terms of being able to really experience what it's like to work with people as a healer or as a guide. I'm ready and open to do the work, but it's not happening, I'd say. And I also just very synchronistically, which is my approval for the process as it's happening for me right now. Approval is not the word, but your book landed in my lap last weekend. I wasn't able to put it down, and I have a reading next week. I feel like I have found the language. Someone else was talking about this as well. The language of your work seems to be really aligned with where my particular needs or awakening needs to experience itself next. Anyway, that's my long-winded introduction, and it's really lovely to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I used to live in Vermont, but I moved back to the UK. So lovely part of the world. So, all right, who's next? Paula, you've shown yourself. Do you want to chat? Put your mic on.
Hi everybody. I'm calling in from Hollywood, County Down in Northern Ireland. And I found you, Nicolas, through Dr. Almira and also Galliana, who trained with you in the States. So I had a reading with her recently, but I'd read your book and everything before I get booked in for a one-to-one with her.
Yeah.
And so yes, I've been doing different types of energy healing for 25, 30 years, but they sort of fall away, or I'm typical Gemini, I'll move on to something else, short attention span, and then I get excited about that, but there just always feels that there's something missing. So it was actually following, it was a big wake up. A friendship ended after 25 years. So that's what just opened my eyes to soul ties and understanding why that might happen. That's brought me here. So I just want to get in alignment with my soul's purpose, really, because I know I'm dipping in and out, but I'd like to be more aligned.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Sai, do you want to have a contribute something?
Yes, I'm up in Scotland.
Yeah.
And I'm mainly interested in healing, especially myself first, but then healing others. But I'm into the numerology. I saw your book. I bought the book, so I've not read it yet. I'm just really at this stage. So you doing this webinar, so I thought I'd come and look.
Okay, thank you. All right. Cassie, if you want to join us on the video, just say yes to the become a panelist, or you can just stay and you can just chat from I don't know if you come. Okay, any of the, because the chat's not working, any of the panel, any attendees want to actually switch your mic on and just introduce themselves, say what they need. You don't have to if you don't want. It's just go as far as you're comfortable with. All right. Cassie, here's a brave one. Do you want to introduce yourself, to say where you're from and what brought you here and what you need from this? We're just sort of setting intention here.
I've been in one of your other webinars and I feel like I got a lot out of it. And I really just wanted to kind of come and sit in and do another one. I've had a lot of things happen since then. A lot of things have changed. Yeah, so I don't know. I just wanted to come back again.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you recently. Nice to see you again. Okay. Thank you. Right. Let's see. Let's get underway. Unless anyone else wants to, from the attendee room, wants to say anything. No, Rekha, if you say yes to the being a panelist, it means you come and switch the video on only if you want to. Otherwise, you can just speak from the attendee room and let us know why you're here, but only if you want to. Otherwise, the chat doesn't seem to be working for some reason. Don't know why. In the attendee room. No. Okay. There's more people turning up. Okay. Kimberly, if you want to join us to introduce yourself, just say yes to being a panelist, or you can just speak from the attendee room. Okay. It's a popular webinar today. Okay. So let's go. All right. I'm going to share the screen, get underway. Right, so let's talk about what is divine healing. What's that all really all about? So let's just get this presentation running here. Okay. Right. So I'm going to find my presentation. So you can just click on the 3x3 matrix at the top of the webcams on the right, and you can reshape the webcam so you can see everybody who's got their camera on. Okay. So divine healing is a multidimensional system. Healing system, whose purpose is to open to grace. And it provides a very simple, quick, and profound, and very accurate set of healing tools that you can use on yourself to clear a lot of the blockages, the glass ceilings, all the things some of you guys are, you guys have been talking about, have been stopping you. And because all this stuff is pretty unconscious. It's deeply buried in the ego. And it's about helping you reconnect to spirit at all levels and moving into a place of self-empowerment and reaching a high state of consciousness. Now, Mira Ariel Heller, who used to run the center with me, who developed this with two other very experienced colleagues of ours in response to our need to really clear our emotional stuff in our ego so that we become fully online with our mission of service here on earth. This is how this came about from about 2006. So what is it? Yeah, what does it enable you to do? We're going to talk a bit about what it can do, then we're going to actually have a direct experience of it, which will be most of the session. Okay. So divine healing aligns you to higher consciousness, to your higher self, because it basically built you. It built all the ego construct that you're having to live through, and it built this big ego onion. We'll talk about that actually first this time. Okay. Built this lovely ego onion here. You'll find the right color on blue. Go to blue. Yep, blue. So this is you. This is your spark of the divine, a flame of consciousness, pure love. And the ego was built by the soul, or the higher self and the soul, using your soul contract to basically create a sense of separation from Mother, Father, God. Create all the lessons you've had for you to overcome. So in that process of overcoming those lessons, it has the spark of the divine within you, the soul, which is part of source, part of all that is, can grow through the direct feeling experience of your life. So that eventually, if you peel all that away, your gift of service will be revealed. Well, it starts being revealed gradually, but you get a lot more of it coming forth. And we have this negative context of our ego construct created by the soul contract as our primary learning in this life. It's not that something's gone wrong, it's just what's there to work through. So what divine healing does, it can help you make your life really happen. Understand or become conscious of and transform the fundamental underlying programming that creates your life in each moment. And some of it can feel like it's going to be there forever, but it's not. It's all the program. And layer by layer, it can gradually help your dreams come true as you clear the programs, so you can fully live and develop your vision as you heal deeply, completely, and easily. And you can reconnect to your true essence, which is pure love, and tap into your gifts and qualities, and have a life with a lot more love, joy, fun in it. And in this case, we're going to build your self-esteem and self-worth, because we feel separate from God in the spiritual sense, coming to earth, which is what triggers the self-worth program, self-esteem issues. So you can become the master of your life and deliver that gift of service the soul's brought to earth, which is contained in your soul contract for those of you who've done your contract. So how do we do that? Well, what we're doing here is that we're growing lotuses. We are taking the mud, all our emotional separation patterns, all the yucky stuff you don't like feeling, and we're bringing consciousness to it to transmute it into lotuses, into beautiful things in life. So we regard all of this as oneness, okay? But in this reality, it's a polarized, good and evil polarity-based consciousness here on earth. It's about seeing everything as one, and just divine healing is about diving into the mud, bringing consciousness to the programs, and then transmuting them through consciousness and the higher self, giving you a lot of help. So you are here in the third dimension in your earth suit, your life created by your soul contract, by the vibration of your name. But you actually come from here, from source, which is on the 12th dimension. We're on the third dimension. And source is part, soul of God. There's only one great soul here. The soul of God came here to create this universe, and so it could experience itself viscerally through the expansion of itself. And it dropped its frequency into all these dimensions, 10th, 11th, 10th, all the way down to the third. And each of the sparks of the divine of source in us, called our souls, seek to return to source. Okay, that's where we have this urge. We've got to connect with our true purpose. We've got to find out why I'm really here, because the matrix is not telling us any of that. And so Divine healing is designed to cut a pathway in consciousness from this place of forgetfulness where we forget where we come from source. We go to sleep. To cut a pathway in consciousness back to source, to clear all the programming in the way of getting home to God. That's the purpose of it. And this is the astral plane. This is any interference energies that sit on the astral plane, astral beings, that stop us connecting to higher consciousness. So, how do we get separate from God? How does that work? Well, this is what happens. When you're born here on Earth, there are 3 primary separation patterns when you pop out of your mum. We feel abandoned by God, unworthy to be loved by God because we got kicked out of heaven into this body. We don't trust God as well. And so what's happening here is that our egos are built of these primary 3 programs: abandonment, unworthiness, and mistrust. And we're addressing the unworthiness today. And the other webinars I run are designed to address abandonment and mistrust as well, plus a few other things. So what does our ego do when we start to feel all these horrible little programs, or big programs as they may appear to be? It doesn't like pain, so it's going to go into avoidance. So we're going to ignore our programs, push them down, suppress them, numb out, go through addictive behavior, etc. And so when we move away from avoidance and we can feel it, we tend to judge and feel bad about the programs, which makes them stronger. But there's a third way, which is the healing, conscious healing way, with divine healing, for example, where we can first we feel and resonate and own the program. And then by bringing feeling consciousness to it, wherever it is in the body, we can start to heal it. We find the origin of the program, where it came from. Therefore, we're targeting the program so we can actually clear it. And so we don't have to be in that misery anymore. So what does clearing look like? So what happens is that when we have the willingness, desire, and courage to basically clear these programs, what happens is that as you're being feeling conscious to it, this is the program here, what we do is we breathe into it. We're going to do this shortly. You bring feeling consciousness to the program here, because what you feel, you can heal. And all the soul wants you to do is to feel it on its behalf. And when we once we feel the program and we ask the higher self to clear it, that layer will be gone and we'll be free. And it'll be as if the program was never there. The ego's on to us here. It's not keen on that idea, because if we clear all its programs, it's out of a job. So it numbs us out. It buries the issues with emotional frozenness, distractions. Okay? Because what you can't feel, you can't heal. So what we do with divine healing is that we use our feeling consciousness here. We use it to break through with love the barriers to us getting to, in this case, to low self-esteem, doubt, feelings of not being good enough. Okay, and then we bring this consciousness into the program, and then a deep layer will clear. Okay, so divine healing is about learning to hold space for yourself and hold space for others to do this process. So why don't we have a direct experience of this? Okay, and just see how you find it. That'll say much more than I can say. So what we're going to do is that we're going to clear some programs. Okay, so I want you guys to close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes. Breathing through your mouth. Now I'm going to clear some of these energy interference patterns. Remember the big red line on the bottom of the 4th dimension? These guys stop you from connecting to your higher self. And if you can't connect with your higher self, you can't get guidance from it. If you can't get guidance from it, it's very hard to move forward in life. Okay, so closing your eyes is very important because the mind will try to keep the eyes open to understand what this is about. And this has nothing to do with the mind. In fact, it's actually a nuisance, really. Okay, so a little break. I'm going to do this quietly now. And I want you to breathe through your mouth, breathe into your bellies, and just be aware of how you feel. You may feel energy leaving your body, you may feel shivery. Okay. You might burp, and that's okay. All right. This is energy leaves. So we're going to remove what are called earthbound souls first. And these beings have left their physical body, but they become trapped in the third dimension, and they're hanging out with you because you carried a similar resonance, similar programs to their host body when they were in a body. So here we're going to clear them out, okay? Okay. So keep breathing through your mouth. That keeps you in the body. Breathing through the nose, which is what the ego wants to do, keeps us in the head, which is not much use to us. Here we are. Breathing quietly. Feel the shift as these earthbound souls leave. I'm sort of shivering. Now we're going to release extraterrestrial presences. It's nothing to worry about. They're just really fascinated by us because we have a much wider range of emotions on this planet than the average planet with sentient beings on. And they want to understand, well, how do these humans work with their emotions? Because a lot of them have gone very much on the technological track and have lost their emotional bodies, which means you can't ascend, you can't get back to God without love. Okay, so I'm going to clear these guys now. Okay, these guys have left. And now we're going to release what we call discarnate entities and attachments, all the other astral life forms which are hanging out, feeding off you or distracting you, okay, or feeding off your negative emotions. So Ghostbusters is real. That's what they look like. Feel a shift in the energy. Right, asking Archangel Michael to take these beings to the light, making sure they don't come and find you again and attach. You just breathe and feel that shift. I'm just going to open up one more file here, which I need for this next bit. One more file required. Breathing through your mouth, just let yourself integrate. What I want you to do is I want you to focus on being worthy of being unconditionally loved as best you can from wherever you are. Some of you, it might be quite a strange experience. Okay. Focus on you're unconditionally loved by the universe and how that would feel. And hold that manifestation in your heart. The ego is not going to like this. So we're going to trigger it. It's going to say, oh no, Cassie, you can't be unconditionally loved. I'm going to bring up all my hidden programs to stop you getting there. I don't want you to be unconditionally loved and get back to God. So what we're doing is we're sort of ambushing the ego in a nice way. We are focusing on creating the state of being that you want to be in. And then it's going to flush out all its programs which are preventing you from getting there. And it can't help itself. So we're sort of triggering it and has no choice but to react. Because it'll spend most of its time trying to hide all its programs from you. Okay. I want you to breathe into your mouth and feel like you're unconditionally loved by the universe in whatever way is appropriate for you. It could be in relationships, it could be financially, it could be with your family. I'm doing this with you. Your state of being as you expand, you rise in frequency. And be aware of any energies coming up. They're trying to stop you. You might feel a bit strange emotionally. And connect with whatever's coming up. Okay? Whatever it is. It's perfect, whatever it is. The ego is showing us emotional hand now to you, and this is how we with love dig out all these programs that are blocking the long-term manifestation of unconditional love in your life, being worthy of it. Become aware of how those programs which are trying to stop you from being unconditionally loved and worthy operate in your life. Bring consciousness to what they've been doing. I'm doing this with you. Breathing into them, bringing that big sky blue lightning flash energy into the redness of the issue of unworthiness to be loved. And become aware when this might have happened. You may not get to it, but you may sort of a flashback to a past life, or it could be sometime when you were younger, some event happened, your father shouted at you or just didn't pay attention the way you needed as a kid. Or you may not find it at all, and it's okay as well. I'd like you to open yourself to all aspects of this feeling of this negative program coming up. It's trying to stop you from being worthy to be unconditionally loved. I'm aware of any attachment you have to this program. Ego gets very attached. Feelings of being bad for having it. And all judgment around it. Whatever program is there. And the more you can open to it, the more it can integrate and heal. So now, I want you to open your eyes. Okay. And this is the Divine Healing Level 1 manual. This is called the M chart. This is called the main low frequency program chart. And we're going to use this chart to clear the negative emotions programs coming up. Divine Healing has 26 charts in level 1. So I want you to switch your mics on. And we're going to ask and you shall receive. That's what Divine Healing is about. Remember, you are a spark of the divine. You are God. You may not believe it. You just forgot that you're God. So when you use a command code, you're commanding the universe to do something. So you need to really mean it. It's not just words. You've got to be very grounded and present with it. And you command the universe with total belief, or as much belief as you can muster up. Things start happening. This is about empowerment here. So we're going to work with Saint Germain, one of the Ascended Masters here. We're going to say these statements together. So if you switch, everyone switch your mics on. Okay, it's very powerful if you all do it as a group and you can hear each other. Okay, we'll say it in bite-sized chunks. I want you to be present and feel the words. It's not just words, it's commanding the universe. You as the creator are commanding the universe. Repeat with me. We ask Saint Germain to pour the purple flame.
We ask Saint Germain
Saint
to pour the
Germain,
purple
the
flame
purple flame
Through the aura and subtle bodies.
through the aura
and
and
subtle
body
bodies
To burn away all low frequency energies.
to burn away
all
low
low frequency energies
That we have discovered.
that we have discovered.
So that new higher level vibrations
so that new higher level vibrations
can be accessed, accepted, and encoded.
can be accessed, accepted, and encoded.
So a little pause there. Okay. So you command the universe, so you need to let it get on with it. Give it a bit of time. Then we say Saint Germain and higher self.
Saint Germain
and higher self.
Please burn out in one go.
please
burn out in one go.
100% the core issue.
100%
the core issue.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all levels and dimensions.
100% the original cause.
100% the original cause.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all levels and dimensions.
100% the source of its power.
100% the source of its power.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all levels and dimensions.
100% all energy attached.
100% all energy attached.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all levels and dimensions.
100% all of its effects.
100% all of its effects.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Little pause there to let that happen. Let me say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that gratitude opens a direct pathway, cuts through all the ego programming to the source, and it brings in grace for you. Feel the shift. Okay. So breathe and see how you feel after that. Okay. Now we're going to clear some past life stuff around this. Okay. Yeah, we'll have a check-in on how you felt in the very end of this process. We're doing a bunch of divine healing charts. There's 26 charts in level 1. And the higher self is guiding us on what to work with here. So still with your eyes closed, I want you to breathe into that state, okay, of feeling worthy to be unconditionally loved, and be aware of whatever residual programming is happening. In this case, it's past lives. We have many past lives which have created this pattern of being unworthy. And I want you to become aware of them, and you may feel them behind you in what we call a time-space continuum, where there could be tendrils of light going back into these past lives. I've just felt 7 of them. Okay. I'm aware of them, however many you've got, that have created this blockage to being worthy to be loved. Well, what we're doing is we're bringing consciousness to these past lives, then we're going to clear them. We're not going to clear traumatic deaths, we're going to clear traumatic lifetimes here. In this case, I'm adapting this chart. Okay. I'm aware of them, and repeat after me. Higher self, please clear, heal, and integrate.
Higher self, please clear, heal, and integrate
All these files and memories,
all these files and memories,
including all cellular memories,
Including
including all cellular memories,
the DNA and the subatomic levels.
DNA,
and the subatomic levels.
I am now ready to heal
I am now ready to heal
all traumatic lifetimes,
all
traumatic lifetimes,
blocking me
blocking me
from being worthy
from being worthy,
or being unconditionally loved
from being unconditionally loved
Unconditional love.
at all levels and dimensions,
at all
at all
levels and
and dimensions,
all time frames,
All
All
time.
time
all time
frames,
frames,
realities,
realities,
and universes.
And
and universes.
Little pause there, because you've asked for a lot there. So just you set the energy to allow that to establish itself. Okay, so we can get fragmented at a soul level when we have these strong impacts of these past lives. So we're going to call those soul fragments back, because I've gone all over the place. Other dimensions, other planets. That's why we don't always feel whole. So I command that any soul fragments
I command
that any
Any
soul
soul fragments
held with these memories
held
held
these
with these memories
and are returned to me fully whole and intact.
are now
are now
to
returned to
me
me
fully whole and
and
intact
As appropriate,
as appropriate.
I welcome these soul fragments back.
I will
Welcome
these
these
soul
soul
fragments
fragments
back.
back.
Pause. I command that the whole holographic matrix
I command
I command
the
that the
whole
holographic
matrix
Matrix
be repaired
be
be repaired
through all layers and levels,
through
through
all
all
layers
layers
and
and
levels,
levels,
then brought into full alignment,
and then brought
and
and
brought
full
into
alignment,
full alignment,
integration,
integration,
integration
and balance,
and balance.
and balance.
to allow for wholeness to emerge.
to allow
To allow
For wholeness
to emerge.
to emerge.
Okay, so allow all that to happen. Soul fragments returning. Holographic matrix is your entire reality you create, your body, your energy fields, and the entire subject of reality you're experiencing is created by the soul contract, being projected out in the world by the soul. And the matrix rearranges around that to create your reality. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, so just embrace that shift there. Okay. So we cleared a lot of stuff there. So the ego can get a bit discombobulated when we start clearing stuff like this. So we need to infuse something to integrate it. And we can infuse energetic nutrition. And we're going to be infusing the frequency of certain amino acids or essential fatty acids. Yeah. Minerals and vitamins. So we're going to connect to the higher self, and it's going to tell us which one we want. So it says here in Divine Healing, to the column 1, A to D. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a number 1 to 4. 1 is A, B is 2, 3 is C, 4 is D. So keep your eyes closed, and I'm going to ask you to pick a number 1 to 4 in a minute. Whatever number comes in your head first is the correct one. Anything after that is the ego playing with you or interference playing with you. Okay, so pick a number 1 to 4 and write that down. So this is the guidance. I aligned you to your higher selves before we started the call. So your higher self can completely dismantle your ego personality if you allow it, okay, which is what we do with Divine Healing. So for those of you who got A, amino acids, keep your eyes closed and pick a number 1 to 25, whatever that number, whatever first number is the correct one, and write that down. And even though you don't understand what this may be, this frequency is going to go into you via the crown. It's going to help you integrate, and you'll feel better. Those of you who pick 2, that you've got essential fatty acids, which is B, pick a number 1 to 19 and write that down. Those who got 3, pick a number 1 to 21 and write down whatever the mineral is. Those who got 4, pick a number 1 to 26 and write down whatever it is, all the vitamins here. Okay. All right. So microphone's on, and we're going to command using this command code at the top. We're going to command the universal higher self specifically to infuse the frequency of the nutrition. Even though this is physical nutrition, you're going to get the frequency which is embodied in the physical nutrition. So follow me. Higher self, please encode these nutrients.
Higher
Higher self, please encode these nutrients
In the perfect balance
In the
Perfect balance.
perfect balance
that is required,
that is
that is required,
and clear and align all pathways
And
clear and align all pathways
for maximum assimilation,
for maximum
maximum assimilation,
absorption,
absorption,
and utilization.
and utilization.
You feel the shift. My vision's gone a bit clearer. I want to yawn. Whatever happens, happen. Yeah. All right. Just give a minute or two just to integrate that. Keep breathing through your mouth. All right. Then just breathe a bit more deeply into your belly, ground, and then just gently open your eyes when you're ready. We're just going to have a bit of a check-in to make sure everyone's okay. Find out what's happened. And we'll have a little sharing. Okay, who would like to share how that was? This gives you time to integrate. Angel?
It was very beautiful. I felt quite a lot of energy moving around, and I can still feel my brain. I still can feel energy around my brain, but I felt it quite a few times around me, and felt supported and felt joy. Actually, at the beginning, I felt pure joy that,
Yeah.
and expanded, and felt like I was doing something beautiful for myself and kind. And the words, they sort of sank in. But it was the feeling of the energies that I've still got in both hemispheres of my brain, like tingling going on even now.
Yeah, when you clear programs, the brain rearranges itself. That's what you're going. So you might literally feel the brain moving around because the program is gone. It's a bit funny, sort of squidging around a bit. So with divine healing, when you take a layer of a program out, it's literally lays it out emotionally, like it was never there in the first place. Sometimes it can be hard to remember what actually was left. Just you feel better, and that something's gone. Okay, that's how powerful this is, as if it never happened.
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay, who else wants to share there? Just want to see how you're doing, Sandra. You're on mute somehow. You're on a physical switch is muted, not the. It's to do with the computer, I think, or your headset. If you've got a headset there, because
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, wonderful. So it was very interesting because when I started and I was breathing through my mouth, my throat I kept on getting like a lump in my throat, and I kept on having to swallow over and over again. And towards the end, my throat feels clear. I do feel a tingling sensation in the back of my neck, which is very interesting. And a lot of my work has to do with being seen through my voice. So it's very interesting that a lot of that happened there. But, and I still feel a lot working through my back and going up to my head right now. Still processing, but very lovely experience. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for sharing. I think a lot of past life stuff left, actually, in your case. A lot of past life persecution for speaking up. So
Yes.
picking up as soon as you said that. So, all right. Who else would like to share? Shannon?
Hi. Okay, so remember how I said that there were pieces, like I had been getting bits and pieces of how to do this, but not all of it because my ego was afraid, like
Yeah.
of leaving, being left behind pretty much.
Yeah.
So this just put all the pieces together, and all these things that I thought were possible, like even with the nutrition, but part of me doubted. So it was a beautiful energetic experience, but also, I don't know, just so much more that words can't really express. So thank you.
Thank you. Who's next? Amelia?
Thank you. I feel a lot of tingling in my head as well. And I started with a beautiful response because the Ascended Master I mentioned earlier is Saint Germain, who I've been working with for over 35 years. So it was just such a gift to be here in this space with Saint Germain and all of you together. And I think the last thing I'll say is that I feel an ability to see the programs for what they are now.
Yep.
I have a different relationship to understanding what that is. It's not a fault or a default, it's a program.
Yeah, they're all just programs that your soul put in place for you to transmute and overcome as part of the pathway of getting back to God. And you've done nothing wrong. It's just, this is how God grows. Krish is not some privileged, entitled white guy, old white guy, long hair, sitting in the clouds in the throne. It's us. We are God. We forgot who we were, and through the process of life, clearing through these programs, we get back through this direct visceral experience back to God. This is creation in action. That's why you were born, to be the creator. It's not happening anywhere else. It's happening in your life as the creator in action. And this happens on, well, NASA reckons there's 40 billion planets like Earth in the galaxy, which means there's probably 40 billion minimum different species of sentient beings going through the same experience. And that's the reason that the planets were created, not so we could crawl out of the primordial ooze. They were created so sparks of the divine in the form of sentient life could experience separation from God and return to God. That's actually what the whole point of the universe is. Okay. So totally opposite of what science tells you, but most of it's not true. Pretty much all of what science tells you is not true. And I'm an engineer and a rocket scientist originally, so I know. Okay. So this is what it's about. This is what life is about. You are the creator creating. Okay. So you're all important. I also would like to share how that was. Okay, Ravi. Then Cassie.
Thanks, Nicholas. I am a very mental person, and when I've done meditations like this before in other modalities, everybody afterwards was sharing what they felt, tingling, heat, cold, this, sweat. I never felt anything. But the matters that came up, the issues over the next few days, they did resolve themselves. So something had happened, but I couldn't physically feel them. And that's one reason I joined the webinar today, because I wanted to see if I could cumulatively break through that turquoise ring of numbness that you were talking about before.
Yeah.
And today I did feel it as we were doing the meditation. I felt a strong heat coming down my crown of the back, down all the way down the spine. And then it enclosed my chest and it compressed me. There was this energy, but it was a very welcoming energy. And then it just opened up and went out. So just for that, for feeling something for the first time, I thank you.
Breakthrough. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Okay. Cassie, you've gone and disappeared. Have you? You there? You raised your hand. She's dropped out. Okay. Who else would like to share? Anyone else?
Yeah.
Sai, go on.
Yeah. When I first started the meditation, and he asked to breathe through the mouth, I found that quite difficult because I'm a nose breather. And then I found myself going into the top of my head somewhere in the meditation.
Yeah.
Both sides of the brain, it felt like was like throbbing.
Yeah.
And that was about it. Well, that's all I can recall.
Yeah. Okay. So you started feeling what was in your body, and the ego wasn't too happy about it. Okay. Because we men are very strong with our left mental brains. So it's about making the shift to the right brain, feeling this is how you grow. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
It's a start. Okay. Cassie, you're back. Okay. Were you wanting to share how your experience? You sort of raised your hand before. Cassie, were you wanting to share your experience? Can you hear me? No. Okay. Anyone else? Paula?
Yeah. I felt a little bit cold and was doing lots of yawning.
Yep.
And just seeing lots of purple. And then my feet were really, really tingling there towards the end. Hopefully that's bringing me back into my body.
Yeah, that means a lot of stuff's leaving when you're tingling. A lot of cellular releases happening.
Great. Yeah. No, lovely. And I felt clearer, just hopefully more clarity.
Sounds good. Yeah, if you get heat or tingling, it's cellular release. It means the program you was working on just comes coming out the cells. It's releasing out your physical and energetic bodies. And if you get a lot of cold, that means there's it's usually more blocked energy, often shock and trauma coming out in your body as well. And sometimes you get hot and cold coming at the same time, fire and ice.
I did have. I got a pashmina, so it's been on and off.
Yeah. Even though the temperature's the same in the room, you're going to feel quite different as you release the stuff.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else want to share? In the attendee room, mic's on. No. Okay. All right. Any questions, people, on the process? That was a taste of divine healing. It was a short half hour to clear some programs. Peel your ego onion. Any questions on the process or comments?
Oh, just that I want more of it. It was absolutely incredible, and the tingling's still going on in both sides.
Yeah.
It's all of the different energy changes and the feelings of expansion and the cold and the waves of feelings through things. It tells you something profound is happening, really
Yes.
profound, and personally made me long to do the next bit, do some more. I'm wondering if this is what I've been looking for.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me show you. I'll show you a bit more about what's available with divine healing. So, I'll show you what's in the level 1 manual. Just got to get to the top here. So divine healing level 1, the training. The 4-day training is about empowering yourself. And basically we spend 4 days doing what we're doing now. Okay. Except we go through being drawn to this. It's a massive healing intensive for you, but you also learn how to do it on yourself plus on others. But we work with the 26 charts here, okay, which are channeled by spirit to Almira and Mary and Roshan. These 26 charts here, it's numbered 1 to 26 or A to Z. And we did main frequency, we did interference. I started with that. In main frequency programs. In past life, it wasn't deaths in this case, it was just traumatic past lives. I just changed it a bit. Then we did nutrition. So what we collectively do is that we enter this healing space for 4 days. And we work our way through in the right order through different charts. And it's different every training because there'll be a collective set of programs to be released or reabsorbed into God's life. And we'll work our way through all these. You'll learn all these programs, and then you'll feel a lot clearer, cleaner. Plus, you'll know how to do it, help on yourself and others. That's what we basically do for 4 days. And so this is the beginning of peeling that onion to claim your life back, to clear some programs which ego's been telling you, you're never going to get rid of me, I'm permanent. Then you realize actually none of them are permanent. Just got to find the right key to unlock them, which is what this work is about. So you can free yourself from a lot of the challenge and emotional pain and karmic stuff with this. That's what it's for. It's designed to get you back to God and consciousness. That's the purpose of it. Okay. So we have things, I'll tell you about the programs, about what it can clear. We balance up water, for example, in the body, because water carries our programs. And the water's balanced in the cells, we can actually clear the programs. Fears and phobias, blocks to connect to God consciousness, which happen from being born. A lot of stuff's hidden, like ego agendas, which we do some crazy stuff. We don't know where it comes from. This gets to what's underneath the emotional hood that's creating it. There's a lot of judgments and beliefs we have of ourselves and others. Key psychological conflicts. This is the biggest program in level 1. We have what's called a psychological reversal, where it could be like the program could be, say, the heart meridian could be, I'm open to love. In this case, the ego will be, I'm closed to love because of whatever happened. So we find those reversals so you can start functioning more optimally, emotionally. We clean up the subtle bodies, work on those hidden sabotages, the stuff where we do ourselves in, traumas. We learn about balancing our yin and yang energy, and we have little sort of short command codes here. So that's what we do. And so it gives you a toolkit. Remember when I got this in 2006, I completely changed my life, even with level 1, because I had some really heavy duty karmic programs. Does that help, Angel?
Yeah, it does. But I have questions, but I might not be able to ask them in front of everybody about how deep that healing can go. So if you're blocked by,
go on.
If you're blocked by brain damage, I am, brain disease. I have to do anything and to move forward. I have to be able to heal that. And everything I've tried, of course, has been blocked by limited memory, etc., etc. My brain's still tingling having said that.
Well, I think some of the programming is changing, you see. So this will be a start. In level 2, we have specific brain charts to work on the different areas of the brain. Okay, that can help. Okay, so to a degree, it depends on what programming is. So you can work on that with this. Okay, it's possible to work on it. All right. Do you have any other questions or clarity that you're willing to share in this forum?
Does this sort of work on, like if you have a physical illness?
A lot of physical illnesses have an emotional program behind them. So yes, if you can get to that program, divine healing can clear it. Definitely.
I'm like wanting to heal myself from like having a hip operation. So how would that help there?
It depends on the program in the hip, an emotional program in the hip, and also depends how much physically it's deteriorated. Okay.
Yeah.
So, any other questions, guys? On that, especially from the guys who are in the attendee room. Just let me know if you've got any other questions. Okay. All right. So let's say a little more about this. So if you're interested in learning how to empower yourself, here's how it works if you're interested. So the next training online on Zoom on this platform is 6th to 9th of October, and it will run 12:30 to 8:30 UK time. And it's designed this way so that when it's 4:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, and we go out to Europe, we go out to the Eastern Bloc to 1:30 to 9:30 p.m. So in Poland, Central European time. Okay, but we have people from all over the world come. Some of them, like in Asia, they stay up late for this. And then on Eastern time, it's 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Eastern, if you're interested. And you can find out more at the divinehealingtraining.com. And the full fee is £571, about $664 US. Okay. And to secure your place is a deposit of £193, about $224, depending on the exchange rate. So if you're serious about really healing, the cost of the course is only equivalent to only about 5.5 hours of private sessions, and divine healing sessions are usually 2 hours long. So for that 2.5 sessions, you actually have a tool you can use permanently to clear yourself. Okay, so, and the fact that you can use it whenever you want to use it, not have to wait for a session, is very empowering. You can just keep clearing your stuff and move forward. Okay, so that's what we have to offer. So we do it on Zoom. We do about 4 1.5 hour sessions with 2 20-minute breaks and 1 hour long meal breaks. So you get a break if you've got kids or animals you need to work with. And we use, what I do is that I teach you each of these charts. We go through all the charts you just saw. Go here. And for the simple charts in the class, I just explain it, then I do the command code on all of you. But for the complex ones, we have a guinea pig, someone who volunteers. We do the chart specifically on them, and then I explain the chart, we do demonstrate it, and you go into Zoom breakout rooms where you have digital privacy, just the two of you, and then you give and receive that chart on each other. Okay, so you get a massive healing. And me and the teaching assistants, we go around the rooms making sure you're okay. Often we'll turn up a few seconds before you have a question. So you have digital privacy, so you get to practice. But you get not only the chart you're practicing on you and the issues in that chart, but you get the benefit of the healing of everyone else in the class. It's a mass group healing. So you come out real squeaky clean at the end. And so we do that for 4 days, and your life will change. Mine did radically in doing this. Okay, so that's how it works. Any other questions, anybody? No? Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming. We'll email you the video in the next few days. Just know, the video is very strong. You'll go through the same sort of process, but it could be for different issues. It's very powerful. So don't listen to it in the car. You need to be in an altered state. You need to be very relaxed, 100% present. Okay. And thanks to everyone who turned up. There's a chat message here. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and hope you enjoyed that. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Alright.
so
Thank you very much.
Take care, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Amelia. Say hi to Vermont. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.